Hi everyone, please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. The exact moment my marriage died didn't come with screaming, shattered glass, or dramatic confessions. It came with a single sentence delivered so casually, it felt almost unreal. Stop overreacting, we're not getting divorced. That was what my wife said after I discovered she had spent the night with another man. 10 years together, reduced to one careless explanation. I remember standing there in complete silence while she adjusted her earrings in the mirror like we were discussing bad weather instead of betrayal. Her calmness hurt more than the affair itself. It told me she truly believed I would never leave. She believed I loved her too much to walk away. And maybe she was right. At least she used to be. My name is Daniel Hayes. At 34, I had built a successful architecture firm from nothing but exhaustion, ambition, and years of sacrifice. Every late night, every missed vacation, every stressful contract negotiation, I did it believing I was building a future for us. For Emily, she was the kind of woman people noticed instantly when she entered a room. Beautiful, charming, impossible to ignore. She thrived on admiration the way some people need oxygen. I saw the warning signs for years, the flirting, the constant attention, the need to always feel desired. I ignored all of it because loving someone makes you talented at lying to yourself. The truth finally reached me through one small mistake. Her phone lit up while she was in the shower. I wasn't trying to invade her privacy. At least that's what I told myself while staring at the screen. But then I saw the message. Ryan Cole. My competitor. My former friend. Last night was worth the risk. I read it 3 times before my mind accepted what my eyes already knew. When Emily walked out of the bathroom, steam curling around her, she smiled at me without realizing everything had changed. I asked her one question. Did he matter that much? She paused for half a second, just enough time to know she'd been caught. Then came the sigh, the annoyance, the arrogance. It happened once, Daniel, she said flatly. Why are you acting like the world ended? Because for me, it had. But I didn't yell. I didn't throw things. I didn't beg her to explain. Something inside me simply went cold. The next morning, I disappeared. No dramatic goodbye, no arguments, no revenge speech. I left before sunrise and never answered another call from her again. For 6 months, I became someone else. While Emily spent weeks sending angry messages that slowly turned desperate, I focused on rebuilding my life with surgical precision. I expanded overseas, opened a new design firm in Singapore, and quietly invested in failing companies connected to Ryan's business network. Ryan thought he had won. He had my wife, industry connections, and the satisfaction of humiliating me. What he didn't understand was that his company was already bleeding money long before Emily entered his life. He was arrogant enough to believe nobody noticed. I noticed everything. And while they were distracted playing house, I started buying control piece by piece through silent partnerships and private acquisitions. 6 months later, I returned. Not as the man Emily betrayed. As the man neither of them could stop. The boardroom went completely silent the day I walked into Ryan's headquarters. Executives stared at me like they had seen a ghost. Ryan's expression changed the moment he realized why I was there. Confusion. Fear. Then panic. You shouldn't be here, he said quietly. I pulled out a chair and sat across from him. I own 48% of this company, I replied. Actually, after this morning's transfer clears, it'll be 51. The color drained from his face. He started talking about contracts, legal issues, shareholders, anything he could say to delay reality. But it was over long before that meeting began. Within days, the board forced him out. The media tore him apart. Investors fled. Everything he built collapsed faster than anyone expected. Emily came to see me the same week. She looked nothing like the woman who once dismissed my pain like it was an inconvenience. Her confidence was gone. So was the pride in her voice. "I made a mistake," she whispered. "Please don't do this." I studied her quietly for a moment, surprised by how little I felt. No anger. No love. Nothing. "You told me it was only one night," I said calmly. Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't think you'd actually leave." I nodded slowly. "That was your mistake." Then I slid divorce papers across the desk. Her hands shook as she opened the envelope. But the truth was, the divorce wasn't the punishment. The punishment was realizing too late that she destroyed the only man who would have given her everything. Before leaving, she asked me one final question. "Did you ever love me at all?" I looked at her for a long time before answering. "I did," I said honestly. "That's why this hurt enough to change me." She cried as she walked away, but I didn't stop her. Weeks later, Ryan filed for bankruptcy. Emily moved out of the house we once shared, and the life they risked everything for disappeared almost overnight. People assumed I felt victorious. I didn't. Revenge doesn't always feel satisfying. Sometimes it just feels quiet. Like finally closing a door that should have stayed shut a long time ago. And in the end, the man they underestimated became the one person they could never recover from losing.